I went to Benham, and I think then it was called Benham High, or Benham Junior High. I went there, and some of my best friends was Estella Wilson, and some of you all may remember them on Sanctified Hill. I know you remember one of my friends, Maddie Knight. Oh yeah, she fed me many days because I was a greedy little kid. I'd go everywhere. I even went to the blind lady's house and she fixed me food. And they would say, "How do you eat the food?" I said, "Listen," I said, "that felt good. I mean, real good. She could really cook." But everybody fed me, and I was thankful for that. When I came back to the area, I lived in Lynch. And I finished raising my children here. And the same spirit as when I was a little girl that I was protected, I got that same thing in Lynch from the coal miners. I remember when I won a contest and went to D.C. for a poem. 2 miners showed up at my door. You remember him, Charles Green? James Hall, you remember him? I love calling names. It's important to me. And they came to the door and they knocked at the door and they came in and they said, "We want you to have a wonderful time." And they took my hand and they stuck money in my hand. And I don't want you to have to ask anybody for anything. That's the kind of love that you don't expect, that just show up. And that is how miners are. They just show up. I remember when I met Mr. Charles Stewart. His spirit was one that loved the coal miner. He was a coal miner, but his love for his community and the love he had for his coal miners. He would get excited every year at this time. Okay, what are we going to do? He'd get Mr. Ayers, Bobby Goddard, and all of them together. Okay, let's get everything together for coal miners' days. The name Jubilee is spiritual. It was a time in Jewish tradition when they would rest. The land would rest, they wouldn't plant anything. It was a time to give thanks. And after thinking about my uncle, thinking about the many miners that have said good things to me, gave me good instructions, loved me, I said, I gotta do something to say thank you. And I thought about it, I said, they didn't just do it for me. They did it for this whole community, and they did something for the world. They brought the world into the industrial age, because without coal, you couldn't make any steel. Am I correct? If I'm wrong, well, let me know, okay? I have watched, and I didn't want to leave that out, that when you love your community and you love the people that are still living and those who have gone on, you want to do something. You want to let them know. And I want to let you know that thankfulness and gratefulness is next to godliness and the love that we show to one another. Because if we are thankful for one another, God looks down and knows that we can really be thankful to Him. But if we look at each other each and every day and we're not thankful for the soul, for the presence, and for the joy of being able to look at a face and a body that's made in His image, we're missing a great joy. Coal miners' days of Jubilee sprung from me wanting to say thank you. And I never thought that I would receive something like this for saying thank you and for doing something that I think is more worthwhile in our community than anything else. Because when I went down, I first came back up, up to the area, I said, I'm going to go work in the coal mines. And they had classes down in Harlem. And they had this simulated mine. And before you went through that, you looked at a screen and they told you about the mines and everything. And I sat there and they said, I watched where coal and rock fell from the ceiling. I said, well, do that happen like that when miners are walking through there? They said, yes, some have died. I said, oh my goodness. Then I looked and they showed where the ribs could just, you don't have to prompt them, they just come in. And I said, you don't have anything that you can keep that from happening? And they said, no, that can happen, that can heal you. And then they spoke of something that's called Black Panther. And they showed me, and then they said, they talked about the canary in the old days, and then they talked about the light and everything. And the one thing that stuck